Hi, this is again another quick tutorial just for me to demonstrate how I assemble petal number 42, small size. So I do make a larger sizes of this particular flower design, but I think the best or the most often way I use this is it's small size. Why? Because it's a good filler for your flower wall. That's why. And because of its curl, because of its details, it's like a puny to me, and it will give an illusion that your flower is fuller when you have more smaller flowers in your wall. So let's start. I have here 6 petals in 2 different sizes, and in this particular flower, this flower can make up from 8 to 9 inches of flower, so it's good enough for just 3 sheets of paper. And how I do it? Well, this is gonna be on my collection of paper flowers set that I'm gonna be using, that I'm gonna be selling very soon, and I will lay out it exactly the same as I lay out it in here, so you know it would be easy for you guys to really cut it the way how I exactly cut it, and you know you would achieve the number of paper that I use, because for me I'm all for saving paper, especially when you're making massive size of wall. So that's how I lay out. So if you are buying a PDF, all you need to do is trace 4 of them and then put 2 empty paper behind, and then you can cut 3 sheets at a time. So that's how easy it is. So now you know that I'm more fan of trace and cut rather than cutting with my Cricut machine, especially with a large quantity of petals. So I had a question before, what you would do if you have like paper lines on your petals. Well, if it's really too bad, you really have to erase it. You don't want it to be you don't want it to be seen in your flower. But just like this, it's just minor, because the way how I trace it, also I trace it enough that I can see the line, but I also trace it enough that when I cut it, the lines would begin as I cut it as well. But if you cannot help, especially if you're in a hurry, you cannot help that there are some residue, charcoal residue that's left. All you need to do is flip it the other side, like so. So now we can start making a slit on our larger petal. Larger has deeper slit. I explained that on my previous videos, and the smaller one has a narrower slit. So now we're ready to curl this one. In curling my petals, I try to, just like cutting, I try to curl it, multiple petals at a time. So I find it interesting that the magic number for cutting and curling is 3. So I'm curling it 3 at a time, one side outward, one side inward. And this is how I do it, to fill in my paper flower wall. And again, the reason why I love this template, this is one of my top 10 template to make for paper flower wall, because first thing, it's easy to make, and at the same time it's cost efficient, and we all love that. That's all what we wanted, you know. Although we love what we do, but it's also nicer if we have good return of investment when, you know, after the project is done. So one side outward, one side inward. So easy. And 6 petals per layer. Now what we can do is to start making our base. Actually, I'm gonna use this. So this is the 3 inches base, and let's just dab some glue and hook on it. Actually, this is part of my current project right now that I need to finish tonight. So that's why I'm putting a hook on it, because this is gonna be displayed on a nursery. But if you are making this one for a flower wall, no need to put a hook on your base. So now we're going to put the flip together to create a 3D look on your flower. So one side of the flip over the other. Let's do it, try to be uniform on putting your flip together, because that would ensure that you would have a uniform, like the way how the petals stand on your base. Sometimes you might wonder that other petals tend to lay flatter. It's because the way how you put your flip together is not uniform, or your cut is not uniform. And that is one of the reasons why I love to cut my petals 6 at a time, because it ensures that each flower has uniform slit on it. So 6. Our first layer is finished. Now let's proceed to our second layer. The same thing, let's try to make sure that we have a uniform slit with all our 6 smaller petals. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we can attach our petals to our base. I don't think I have enough stick glue, so let me get some. So that's another tip. Prepare all your stuff, beforehand. Although I really prepare everything in my working island, but I have been working flowers non-stop daily. So there are really days that I really, especially filming, I need to go back to my crafts room, which is just 5 steps away from where the island is, which is not bad at all. But if you have, to travel or go out, you really need to make sure that you have all your stocks before you start doing any project. And the way how I do it, first of all, one petal here, and then the next one is exactly opposite to where it is, just the same way as I assemble it with my other petals, and then I sneak 2 petals in between. This would ensure you that you have an even distribution of petals all throughout the circumference of your round base. So there's the 4th, a 3rd and 4th. So now we're sneaking the 5th and 6th. And the beauty about doing this is that, as I said, you're really ensure that you are evenly distributing the petals around. And also, you know, by eyeing it first before securing it with glue, ensure that you don't have to, just in case, you know, after you look at it and you're like, oh my god, it's not even close to even. So you have to remove it, and it will damage your petal, it will damage your base, you know, stuff like that. So it's better that you will eye it first and then before securing it with glue. And the same thing with the second layer. And by the way, with the second layer, because I use the 3 inches base, try to make sure that you are moving inward to cover the base, especially since it's white. So because depending on your, if you are using like a glitter ball, that's no problem, but I'm using a flat center like this one, so I need to make sure that I don't have too much visual of the base, that I can just cover it with the bottom of my dandelion center. So just sneak it and then sneak it again. And then the 5th flower and the 6th. Like so. So now we can put our dandelion center, and if you see, it's like elongated here, which would balance the way how our the base show off. So we will just cover it and then, you know, try to fold this one upward. It will give you the dimension that you'll be looking for. Like so. And then the last petal, or the last center. So again, this, let's measure it to make it sure. Actually, this flower is 12 inches. So 12 inches flower for only 3 sheets of paper. So I hope you guys like this one. This is really a good filler for your paper flower wall, and thank you so much for your support. Until next time, bye.